So I've got 10 minutes to talk about one of my favorite essential oils, Copaiba. So I'm going to share my screen. Can you see that okay, guys? All right, then we're going to begin. So first off, I've just got to say, it is my opinion that if people knew just how powerful Copaiba was, the amazing things that Copaiba can do for people in so many areas. I mean, let's just look at these slides really quickly, okay? Stress reduction, inflammation and reducing oxidative stress, reducing arthritis. This was actually a research article by Paul Winterton, which I thought was awesome. Again, more anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effects of Copaiba. We're also looking at the ability to help with asthma, looking at the impact that cannabis has on lungs, comparing that to Copaiba. Cannabis makes them worse. Copaiba is protective. Copaiba against sepsis. Copaiba helping manage chronic disease pain, helping it to not only deal with inflammatory pain, but also neuropathic pain. All right. So many powerful effects of Copaiba. All right. And they go on and on and on. All right. If people knew just how powerful Copaiba was, CBD would not exist. All right. Now, I always find it interesting because when I look at CBD and how popular it is, I was actually reading an article just a little while ago. They're expecting an annual growth rate of 21%, making it like a $2.8 billion industry, right? For a product that is, in my opinion, and I mean, I'm gonna show you just how inferior it is to Copaiba. All right. So I shared this at convention. I'm going to do a condensed version right now. So because people always ask me about, the benefits of CBD, we talk about Copaiba, I've kind of narrowed it down to 4 main principles to highlight the differences. All right. And the first is the purity. All right. These are both CBD and Copaiba. They're intended to be used internally. And so purity does matter. Why have we got a picture of the tree? Because Copaiba is tapped from the tree. That resin is then distilled, and that is how you get the oil. It's as simple as that. doTERRA goes through great lengths to make sure that, it really is as simple as that and as pure as that. You're going to get whole plant chemistry that is pure and potent. When we contrast that to CBD, CBD isn't actually a true essential oil. It is an extract. And so they typically will take it from the hemp plant and it's extracted using CO2 extraction methods, creating this kind of black, like paste-like resin, which is then mixed with a carrier oil to make it into an oil. All right. It may surprise you that because of that process, there is multiple opportunities for adulteration. And when Time did a spread on CBD, they found that CBD that is available in shops and online isn't regulated by the government, which means that it might contain other ingredients such as THC or not even any CBD at all. So what is the significance of that statement? Okay, first off, why do people use CBD? Because they believe that there's no THC, all right? THC is often found in cannabis. It will test positive on drug tests, and it can be a major impact for people. I've had to fail multiple people when I was in Michigan doing DOT physicals because of THC testing positive in their drug samples, and it affects their livelihoods, all right? It can be a big deal. And so adulterating CBD with THC is a problem. Also, and I think we'll get to this in a little bit, but even under best conditions, there's going to be trace amounts of of THC in CBD because a little bit. And that's worrying. So purity is the first principle. Second principle is going to be potency. Why does potency matter? Well, in pharmacology, when we want to look at how active a product is, we look at the potency of that product. The higher the potency, the more active and more effect you're going to get. So let's have a look at the main constituents of these two oils. With Copaiba, the main constituent that we often talk about is beta-caryophyllene, and we know that it's present in between 50 to 70% in Copaiba. That's pretty impressive. When we look at CBD, 0 to 8% in the CBD oil. Time was not joking when they said it might contain no CBD at all. So what would you rather do? Would you rather take a product that has a higher amount that is potent, or a product which has, 8% at best, but oftentimes nothing? All right. Third key principle is the effectiveness. All right. So we want something that's pure. We want something that's potent. But how about effectiveness? Now, hopefully most of you know the main benefit that we're looking for when we're using CBD Copaiba, the main benefit is going to be their ability to activate the CB2 receptors. All right. The CB2 receptors activate the endocannabinoid system, which is a multi-organ system throughout the body, a series of regulatory steps, which is going to really help to maintain homeostasis in the body. All right. You can kind of see the list there. It has multiple effects on pretty much every major organ system, making it such a powerful tool to be able to activate within the body. So how do Copaiba and CBD activate this CB2 receptor? Well, we know that beta-caryophyllene is a direct agonist to CB2 receptor. That means that it directly interacts. All right. I liken this to when you turn on a dimmable light switch. You not only have controls to turn it on and off, but you also get to control the intensity. All right. You are in complete control. Let's contrast that to CBD. CBD, while it activates the receptor, it's an indirect agonist. That means that there is not that direct connection or the direct communication between CBD and the receptor. It has to work through intermediates. So that would be like telling your kid to turn on the light switch. All right. Sometimes they may do it. Sometimes they don't do it. Sometimes you have to, really get on to turn it on. But getting that control that you have with a direct agonist like Copaiba is just complete, very inferior. And that is one of the reasons why we see such varying results with CBD, because it doesn't directly interact with that CB2 receptor. All right. One of the biggest things I see in the emergency department when people come in having adverse effects, it's typically because they tried taking some, they didn't feel any effect, so they thought they'd take some more. And by the time they've taken some more, now all of a sudden they're starting to get some effect, and it just, it ends up being very negative. All right. Also added to the fact that a lot of times it's going to be mixed with other things, like we talked about in the purity. It really is a recipe for disaster. And it's one of the reasons why, as an emergency physician, I've treated multiple people in the emergency department for problems related to CBD use, but I've had no issues with anyone using Copaiba. All right. Fourth key principle is going to be economics. All right. Making a good use of your money is important, especially nowadays. So what's going to be more economical? When you compare the cost of the two, sometimes it can be really difficult. We know as doTERRA users that we can buy Copaiba wholesale for $35. But when we look at CBD, the cost of CBD, a lot of times they're going to give it per milligram of CBD that's in the oil, and on average, it's going to be about 10 cents per milligram. So how do we compare that to Copaiba? Well, we know that in each drop of Copaiba, there's about 45 milligrams of BCP. We know that there's about 250 drops in a 15 ml bottle of Copaiba. So when we crunch the numbers, we're looking at about $0.003. All right, not even So it's not even like a third of a cent. All right. So when you're looking at the economics of essential oils, which one would you rather go for? All right. Knowing that Copaiba is purer, it's more potent, it's more effective, and now we know it's also more economical. It's, for me, it's a no-brainer. Okay. Added to the fact that there's so many benefits. So a lot of people like to ask me, how do I use Copaiba? And I tell them it depends. It depends what I'm aiming for. We know that Copaiba is really, really good at helping to nourish and protect the skin. It's really good at helping with the extracellular matrix of the skin, that deeper layer. And so for wound healing, it's going to be really good. For skin irritations, it's really good. It's also been shown to be really good for skin conditions like acne. Okay, so you can add that to your face wash or some other products to really help nourish the skin. All right. Topically, we know that it's got an amazing ability to help with pain. All right. I love that you can now get the Deep Blue stick, which combines Deep Blue, Copaiba, and menthol to provide a really soothing, pain relieving stick to literally erase away pain. But I think one of the most potent ways we can use Copaiba is internally. And I love sharing this little table, which kind of shows how the dose of Copaiba does make a difference. All right. So if you've just got some discomfort, maybe you've been working out and you kind of got a little inflammation going on that you want to take care of, a drop is going to be perfectly adequate. All right. A generous drop, you're going to start to experience not only pain relief, but also start to experience a little elevation in mood. As you increase it to like maybe 2 to 3 drops, it's also going to help to improve anxious feelings and calm anxiety. It amazed me when Copaiba came out, how many veterans we worked with swore by Copaiba and its ability to really help with their pain levels, but also their anxiety. And I tell you what, the following year, when they released the Copaiba soft gels, that was a game changer. Because in that soft gel, you've got about 3 drops. And so taking one capsule, maybe like 3 times a day, you're going to have all day good anti-inflammatory protection, good anxiety reduction, and it makes such a big difference for so many people. But, keep looking at 200 milligrams. So we're looking at maybe 2 capsules. You're also going to start to experience a metabolic benefit as it helps to reduce the glycoprotein levels in the blood. So if you know anyone having metabolic issues and is really struggling, Copaiba can also help in that instance as well. Guys, there are so many applications for Copaiba. If you're not using it right now, I highly encourage you to try, to start using it and experience the benefit for yourself. Because as you experience that benefit, you're going to realize just how powerful and amazing this essential oil is. All righty.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Love all the images. Thank you for sharing. I loved people didn't know about the metabolic benefits. They love using it with adaptive. They're very complementary, right?
I was going to say, now, Copaiba is an awesome essential oil to use with others, all right? So if you've got like respiratory issues, I love combining it with Breathe or Airex, adding something like green mandarin or lime really helps protect the lungs and helps settle down inflammation. For that mood benefit, combining it with things like adaptive is awesome, like elevation, maybe a little balance, just incredibly good at helping to support good mood and mentality.
Awesome. Its superpower is that it enhances everything it's combined with, right? So
Absolutely.